She is trouble, only trouble. She'll leave you like a rubber. Don't fall in love. She'll look at you with those great big eyes, can make you hypnotize. One day you realize she's only feeding you so loud. So don't do it, don't you do it. Just walk away, say screw it. Don't fall in love. Wake up, won't you wake up? You're headed for a breakup. Don't fall in love. On Monday you'll be high, by Tuesday you will sigh, on Thursday you will start to cry, by Friday it's so loud by myself. Don't do it, don't you do it. Just walk away, say don't fall in love.
Hi there, my name is David DiMatteo. Welcome to my home bar. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make one of my favorite new cocktails, Bring the Heat, so created and named in honor of Oregon Energy Fund. It's essentially a riff on the classic Negroni, an even mix of Campari, gin, and sweet vermouth. For this version we're using Crimson Snap, a locally produced red Italian-style bitter, Freeland gin, and we're spicing it up a little bit with some Ancho Reyes chili liqueur and rounding that out with a little bit of Cappelletti. So let's begin, shall we? Start by measuring out 1.5 ounces of our gin. Going with 1 ounce of Campari or Crimson Snap. Next, we'll be adding 1/2 ounce of Ancho Reyes chili liqueur. So bring a nice warmth and some mild vegetal notes to the cocktail. We're going to be rounding that out with a little bit of Cappelletti. 1/2 ounce on that. Okay. From here, let's drop a little ice. Don't need too much. Maybe a couple handfuls. We're going to stir this gently just until it's chilled and slightly diluted. Once the sides of your mixing vessel start to get a little cold, uncomfortable to touch, you know that it's ready. Okay, I think that ought to do it. As our cocktail is chilled and diluted, we're ready to pour. I'm going to throw a large cube. If you don't have one of these, you can use a few smaller cubes. I'm going to strain this over the ice to a double old-fashioned glass. Beautiful. Finally, we're going to garnish with a little lemon peel. Just want to express that over the top of the cocktail. Get all that nice lemon oil in there. Drop that in there just like that. And we're done. Cheers. Oh, perfect. back. Hope you're enjoying the program so far, and I hope you enjoyed Bring the Heat. We're going to cool it down a little bit with our next cocktail, a perennial summer favorite, the Margarita. You can use any 100% agave-based spirit for this. Silver tequila is fine. I prefer mezcal for that little smoky kick. On top of that, we're going to add an orange liqueur, such as Cointreau, Triple Sec, or Grand Marnier, as we have here, and a sweetener. I like agave syrup, but you can also use a simple syrup by blending 1 part sugar with 1 part water. And of course, lime juice. Fresh squeezed is best, but bottled will do in a pinch. So for this cocktail, we're going to use a shaker because all citrus-based cocktails need to be shaken and not stirred in order to be properly integrated. So, let's get started. First off, we're going to take 2 ounces of our agave spirit, in this case mezcal. We're going to add 1 ounce of our lime juice. Quarter ounce of this sweetener. Blue agave. And finally, we're going to do 3/4 ounces of Grand Marnier. Okay, now that we assembled the liquids, we're going to grab some ice. Don't have a shaker, don't fret. A mason jar with a lid works just as well. Just want to make sure that's tight fitting. Okay, and shake this for approximately 20 seconds or so. Want to chill it quickly and get proper dilution. For a cold, refreshing, and balanced cocktail. Now that we've got that, it's time to prepare the glass. I'm going to take a little bit of lime. I only like to round part of the glass. Just going to dip that down in our salt. Give a nice little coating on the edge of the glass, like so. Grab some more ice. And strain into our glass. Perfect pour. Finally, a little lime garnish here. Love the smell of fresh lime. And there we have it. This is a perfect mezcal margarita. Cheers. Bond. James Bond. For our third and final cocktail of the evening, we will be making a Vesper Martini, invented by Sir Ian Fleming in his 1953 classic novel Casino Royale and immortalized in its many film adaptations. The original drink called for Quina Lillet, which is a touch more bitter than our modern Lillet Blanc, so we will be using Coca Americano for our version. Mr. Fleming split the base of his martini between gin and vodka. We will be using 1.5 ounces of gin for ours. Along with 3/4 ounce vodka. And finally, 1/2 ounce of Coca Americano. The original recipe calls for the cocktail to be shaken, not stirred. However, this will result in a watery, over-diluted cocktail, and we don't want that, do we? So we're going to stir ours. Sorry, Ian. And strain into a Nick and Nora glass. Garnish with a little lemon twist. We want to make sure we're stirring briskly here. Chill the cocktail quickly without over-diluting it. That should do it. Grab a strainer. And we are ready to choose our drink. Final touch for this timeless classic cocktail is, of course, a lemon twist. For ours, we're going to take a nice long strip of lemon peel, press a bit of that over the finished drink, trim it down with our knife to a nice, elegant twist. Twirl around our bar spoon. And drop this lovely little garnish into our cocktail. And there you have it. Perfect Vesper Martini. Delicious. Have a lovely evening. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Shu, what's in that bag?
I knew you'd want to see this, Doug.
Oh
Before I knew about Oregon Energy Fund, I had never really thought about energy as a basic need. It's easy to take energy for granted. You flick a switch and the light comes on. It's a reflex. But there are a lot of people who don't have that kind of stability. And living in today's world is impossible if you can't afford to use energy in your home. Everything depends on energy. Cooking, cleaning, communication, protecting yourself and your family during extreme temperatures. Energy touches every part of our lives, and that's why the work that Oregon Energy Fund does is so important.
I think of Oregon Energy Fund as this community agency pulling everybody together. There are people out in the community that fortunately have the ability to help others. You have those in the community that may need some help, and you have Oregon Energy Fund helping to kind of connect the two.
I support OEF because a home without heat can be miserable. And after this summer, many of us got to experience that a home without air conditioning can be pretty miserable too. I want better outcomes for kiddos in low-income households. I want kiddos to have homes where there is heat in the winter and cooling in the summer, so they can focus on learning, not on having to stay hot or cold.
You also have these agencies spread out in the community, as well as utilities like PGE, all coordinating and working together to help people and to make sure that the people that need it have access to it. And Oregon Energy Fund brings all of those parties kind of together.
And that's the great thing about Oregon Energy Fund. It's not just the staff or the board members. OEF is our partners. It's our donors, our clients. It's what happens when our whole community comes together and says, this is important. I am Oregon Energy Fund.
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 We are Oregon Energy Fund.
Good evening and welcome to Oregon Energy Fund's first ever Power Potluck. I'm OEF Executive Director Brian Albritton, and I'm delighted to be your host for tonight's event. Before we get started, I'd like to give a huge thank you to tonight's presenting sponsor, Walsh Trucking. Bob Walsh has been a great friend of OEF for many years now, and we're extremely grateful to have his support for tonight's event. Bob, a toast to you and your family. A toast to everyone joining us tonight. Tonight's theme is a little different than anything we've done in the past. You might have noticed the distinct lack of a tuxedo, but the idea behind it is close to my heart. I first came to Oregon with my wife in 1999 to visit her hometown and to go to the beach. Of course, Oregon turned out to be a little less beachy than I was expecting. I had grown up in the South, but was so taken with it here that we decided to make it our own home. My personal background is in the tech industry, and not long after we moved to Oregon, my career took us overseas. Over the next 10 years, we moved 7 times internationally. It's a lot. And yet, everywhere we landed, I compared it to Oregon. No place in the world measured up to Oregon. Almost 8 years ago, however, I decided I had had enough of tech. We wanted to come back to Oregon, and I wanted to do work that felt more consequential, more personal, that would help people. So I made the switch to nonprofit, and I haven't looked back. When my path led me to Oregon Energy Fund, an organization dedicated to helping low-income families pay their energy bills, I knew I'd found the place I belonged. In my 5 years at OEF, it's grown and evolved in amazing ways. We established groundbreaking programs to help students and seniors keep the lights on. We've helped people stay in their homes, keep their families healthy, and their lives joyful. When crises hit, like the COVID-19 pandemic or the summer's extreme heat wave, we made a difference. I'm also glad to have had the opportunity to get to know many of the people we've helped, to keep medical devices powered, to put food on the table for their kids, to stay warm and healthy when the temperature drops. I've seen the impact energy assistance has had, and it's no exaggeration to say that it's changed lives. But we can only do this because of you, your support, your donations, your generosity, your investment. You are at the heart of what we do, and without you, we wouldn't be here. And so when we started planning this year's event, we knew we wanted to find a way to honor that. And what better way than a potluck? An event where everyone comes together to share. An event that, like our own work, happens because everyone contributes what they can. At a potluck, you come away feeling even closer to the people around you. You've shared stories and meals together. You feel like you're part of a larger community. My hope is that tonight, that's how you'll feel. So with that in mind, we've cooked up a fantastic program to show how your support has impacted the lives of people across Oregon. You'll hear personal stories from clients and donors, from partners and board members alike. And while we might not be eating together, we will be sharing recipes from our very own community members throughout the event. So you can prepare those meals at home and still get a taste of your neighbor's fantastic cooking. It's now my distinct pleasure to introduce board member Tyler Richardson, who kicks us off with his own story about why OEF is important to him. Tyler, take it away.
Hi, my name is Tyler Richardson. I'm a customer resources specialist at Portland General Electric, and I'm a member of the Oregon Energy Fund Board of Directors. My position at PGE involves me working as a liaison with our helping agencies out in the community, many of them Oregon Energy Fund agencies, to make sure that customers have access and are able to take advantage of the assistance that's available. Often coordinating with Oregon Energy Fund on specific client situations and make sure customers are able to access that funding. There's lots of stories that I've come across and have experienced in the past where Oregon Energy Fund has made a difference. But recently there was a customer who unfortunately had lost her son. He had been killed, and she was grieving and moving and trying to figure her life out, trying to figure everything out. And she had a balance on her account, and she was trying to figure out what to do and how to pay it, and we could tell that it was difficult, and she was going through a difficult time. And so we actually, I coordinated with Oregon Energy Fund, talked through the situation, and after a quick conversation was able to call the customer back and let her know that Oregon Energy Fund would be paying the remaining balance on the account. And so with everything going on in her life, that was one checkbox that she could check off and know that it was taken care of. To her, it meant a lot. And so situations like that, customers like that, scenarios like that, are impactful, and that's why Oregon Energy Fund is so important. Access to that funding is much easier. The barriers are much lower than other types of assistance, and being able to call Oregon Energy Fund, have a quick conversation, and to be able to provide instant relief to that customer is powerful, and it's efficient. And I think the need is out there. People need energy assistance for situations like that, things that come up. Some people need ongoing assistance, and some people just need assistance because they're experiencing a crisis or going through something that's difficult. And knowing that the need is out there, it's important that people donate to Oregon Energy Fund to ensure that those agencies do have funding when people come in and are able to help address some of the problems that are unforeseen that come up. But for this to happen, we rely on the support of our entire community, from our community partners to individuals like you. Please join me in supporting the Oregon Energy Fund and donate to Oregon Energy Fund tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Tyler. We're lucky to have such great partners to help us in our work. If you're just now tuning in, welcome to the 2021 Oregon Energy Fund Power Potluck. We're gathered to celebrate OEF's mission to help families in crisis pay their energy bills. And the people who make it happen, that's you. It's been a hard couple of years, and thousands of Oregonians are still struggling to make ends meet, trying to decide whether to pay their rent or pay the energy bill. You can make a difference in their lives by making a tax-deductible gift at OregonEnergyFund.org/potluck at any time tonight, and I ask that you do. Now we've got a great menu of stories coming up, including a special appeal from Nancy Conde. Nancy lives in a senior facility in Salem. She's received energy assistance for several years, and she's recently decided to give back to OEF in thanks. It's an incredible story. You don't want to miss it. But first, let's make sure everyone has the best virtual experience possible. If you have any tech questions or trouble, please call our helpline at 971-386-2124 or email us at info@OregonEnergyFund.org. We'd also love to see you and what you're eating at home tonight. Take a picture of yourself with your meal, tag us on social media, and share your virtual event experience with the hashtag #PowerPotluck. Now, this is still a potluck, and even if we're not dining together, it is time for our virtual recipe swap. It's easy to participate. Just head to OregonEnergyFund.org/recipe right now and send us the recipe for your favorite cold weather dish. Here's my own, beef chili. What I love about this dish is that it tastes great and it keeps well. You can even freeze it. You can spice it up or down. You can sub in bison or plant-based meat. It's about as easy as it gets to make a great meal to share. We'll share this and other recipes with you and our community after the event, so make sure you're signed up for our email list. Now let's get things really cooking. Please help me welcome to the virtual stage tonight's benefit auctioneer, fundraising ambassador, and longtime OEF champion with Markham Auction Agency, Misty Markham.
Thank you, Brian. Thanks for having me. And thank you. Good evening, friends. I'm honored to return tonight on behalf of Oregon Energy Fund, and I'm so excited to be back for, I don't know, Brian, has it been 6 years?
It's been 6 years now, yeah.
I feel like we've known each other forever. It's great. I am delighted to serve as your fundraising ambassador tonight for the Power Potluck. What a perfect theme. So how are you all doing? Are you having a great time from the comfort of your couch? I hope so. Kick off those shoes, refresh your beverage, settle in and get comfortable because we've got a fantastic program for your giving pleasure tonight. If you've not done it before, don't be discouraged. It's very straightforward, right, Brian?
Super easy.
Just head to OregonEnergyFund.org/potluck. Once there, select the amount you want to give and enter the number of gifts in the quantity field. It's really easy. So for example, if you'd like to give 2,000, put 1 next to the 2,000 paddle raise option. If you'd like to give 300, for example, enter the number 3 next to the $100 option. It's really very easy. Feel free to mix and match amounts, and I encourage you to give as often as you like. And of course, if you would like to give a custom amount, not listed, simply scroll down to the custom donation amount field and put in the amount that you would love to give. Make sure to click through to the next page to complete your donation. And the only rule is give generously, right?
Please do.
You can also show your love of OEF tonight by joining into our social chat. If you're watching on our YouTube page, drop in, simply type directly into the chat box to the right of the screen, say hi, and let us know why you support OEF. And maybe you could just tell Brian how attractive his top is, right? We'd love to hear from you. It's a lot of fun in there, so don't be shy. Because it's really because of donors like you that OEF can continue to grow and help low-income families pay their energy bills. So, who's hungry to do some good?
Let's do it. You know, Misty, I've been at Oregon Energy Fund for a long time now. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that a donation of any amount goes a long way and makes a huge difference for folks in need. It can be $5 or $5,000. It all adds up in the end.
$5 million.
$5 million, let's do it. So go over to OregonEnergyFund.org/potluck to give your gift right now. On that note, one of the things that I find most inspiring is when people that we've helped in the past reach out to let us know how energy assistance has impacted their lives. And in some cases, they even want to give back by making a donation to help others. Earlier this year, I was lucky enough to meet someone just like this. She is a wonderful person with a powerful story, and I can't wait to share it with you. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Nancy Conde.
My name is Nancy. I'm a senior. I live in Salem, Oregon. I receive energy assistance, and I donate to the Oregon Energy Fund. Well, I've been living here for about 8 years, and it's communal living. We're all seniors here, and we're all low income. And being low income, we really do have to budget month to month. I've been receiving energy assistance in this building for at least 4 years. on my budget, everything is significant, and it was certainly significant when COVID hit. We did have extra expenses. Since then, I've developed a severe anxiety and panic disorder, and it's the isolation of living here, and of course just the difficulties of being low income without the help from the Energy Fund. It would have been a much, much harder journey. I had that little bit of extra money every month, and I've always been wondering how I could give back, how I could do something in gratitude for the assistance I get with my energy. I gained a lot of awareness of what the Energy Fund is and what it does. Everything I find out, I'm more and more grateful and impressed. The Energy Fund is not just giving people assistance with their bills, but that extra money is able to go to things like food, family essentials, health care. What you are doing is huge. It goes far beyond what I envisioned when I gave my small donation. We're human beings. If we don't think about each other in something like a pandemic, of all things, we lose our humanity. Energy is so encompassing that we think of it maybe just in terms of electricity and gas, but energy is all around us, and the examples that we can give to our children and to the people around us of how important energy is and how important it is to conserve it. And we can lead by example more than words, more than just preaching to people, to show them that this is how you take care of nature. This is how you help your neighbors. And that is part of taking care of each other. That is part of our unity. I am extremely grateful for what I've received from you. I really mean that from my heart. Please join me in supporting the Oregon Energy Fund.
Thank you, Nancy. Friends, it's your turn. Stand with us right now and demonstrate your support of Oregon Energy Fund as they continue their great work helping Oregonians and our neighbors in financial crisis pay their energy bills. Now is the time to make a 100% tax-deductible gift in any amount you feel compelled to give in support of this great work. And tonight's first level of giving is $5,000. Do we have any champions joining us tonight with a gift of $5,000? And I'm going to look over here occasionally because this is where our giving monitor is. I'd like to recognize our anonymous donor leading the charge with a $5,000 gift. Thank you so much. For those of you at home, I know clapping isn't quite the same virtually, but you can drop a lot of love and gratitude in the chat for these folks, these generous, amazing donors. And Brian, what kind of impact could $5,000 have for OEF?
Yeah, that's a great question. A $5,000 gift could go do incredible things for us with our student discount program. This is a program that provides monthly stipends to low-income students and their families to help them pay for energy every month. That's so important for kids trying to do their homework, trying to learn. Can you imagine trying to do that in the dark?
No.
A $5,000 gift could help 20 student families keep the lights on for a full year.
Gee, a full year. Yeah. For 20 families, that's incredible, folks. And it just goes to show how impactful your gifts are. So thank you so very much to our $5,000 donors for kicking us off. We really appreciate you. Your generosity provides so much impact. So folks, if you're at home, you can do a little dance, make smoke signals, clap virtually, but the best thing you can do to show your appreciation is drop some love in the chat right now. So thank you so much. And while you're in the chat, encourage your friends and fellow donors to join us at our next level of giving, which is $2,500. And who will step up right now as an Oregon Energy Fund hero with a gift of $2,500? And I would like to recognize our directors, Brian and Marietta, joining us with our very first gift. Thank you so much, Brian. It's
Happy
Crazy
to
how
do
you
so.
can do that while standing here simultaneously.
Yeah, I've got multitasking.
I love it.
Good.
So who else will join them with a $2,500 gift? And Brian, what could $2,500 do for OEF?
$2,500 could heat 100 homes for a week.
Wow.
It's sort of the benchmark that we use. $100 is average heating bill.
That's incredible.
$2,500 could probably warrant for 100 families for a full week. No one should have to worry about freezing in their own home.
No, and in fact, I just had the heat off in my house for a few days. I was just telling
gets
Brian,
cold.
and it got really cold.
Yeah.
I can totally imagine how awful that would be if there was no end in sight. So, folks, this is how you support your neighbors, right? By stepping up right now. And I'd like to recognize, do we have, I'm sorry, I'm going to look over here for just a moment, any additional $2,500 gifts coming in? It's never too late, folks. Bring them in at any time. We will put them to great use.
Absolutely.
Yes. So please give it up at home for our $2,500 donors. Thank you so much. Drop a lot of love and praise in the chat. That is fantastic. And this past year, you know, it's been a trial for everyone. But with your help, Oregon Energy Fund has been able to be there on the front line, ensuring that families impacted by illness or unemployment or underemployment can still pay their bills and keep their homes safe and their families warm. So right now, please meet OEF board member Jordan Schoonover, who'll share how OEF has tackled those challenges and a very personal story about why she and her family support OEF. Please welcome Jordan Schoonover.
Hi, my name is Jordan Schoonover. I'm an attorney at MRG Law and a member of Oregon Energy Fund's Board of Directors. This year, my husband and I welcomed our first child, and I spent the summer at home with the new baby. Because overheating increases the risk of sudden infant death syndrome, we incurred our highest energy bills ever trying to keep our house cool, especially during the unprecedented heat wave. But we know that too many of our neighbors can't afford to heat or cool their homes to a comfortable level and keep their vulnerable family members safe. That's why my family has supported Oregon Energy Fund for the last 5 years. This year, OEF has expanded a number of its programs to ensure that more of our neighbors have access to energy assistance. We made energy assistance funding available throughout the summer, ensuring that low-income families can keep themselves and their homes cool. This is critical as our summers grow hotter and more extreme, and we're now one of the only energy assistance programs to provide funding during the hottest part of the year. We also instituted the Year of the Student and partnered with local schools like Kairos PDX and PSU to provide energy bill assistance to struggling students and their families. This assistance helped them achieve housing stability so they could focus on their studies and succeed academically. We also increased our funding to 11 rural counties in Oregon, which have some of the highest rates of energy insecurity in the state. We provided assistance to 194 households and 483 people in the last 2 years. In some instances, OEF was able to completely pay off a household's past due amount, clearing them of utility debt and allowing them to devote their resources to other basic needs like rent or food. We're proud of these accomplishments, especially given the challenges that Oregonians have faced in the last year, from the ice storms to the heat dome to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. But we also know that we can't stop now. We're aware that the world around us is changing, and we need to be ready to meet whatever crisis comes next. To do that, we need your help. From my family to yours, please join me in supporting Oregon Energy Fund and donate to OEF tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, Jordan. What a beautiful story. And thanks for catching us up on all the way that our community has helped us make a difference this past year.
Yeah, that video was quite inspiring. And I don't know about you, but it really whet my appetite to do a bit more good. Are you guys ready? All right, encourage your friends to join the giving at our next formal level of giving, $1,000. And who will step up this evening with a $1,000 gift to help our neighbors in need? And I'd like to recognize a few people, so get ready. Thank you to Columbia Bank, Pacificorp, Portland General Electric, all giving $1,000 gifts. Thank you to Tyler and Rima Richardson, OEF board member. We love you for your $1,000 donation. Thank you. Thank you, Adam Lowney and Chamber Dorheim, also board members. Thank you. David DiMatteo,
Also a board member.
I love it. Thank you, David. And thank you for the amazing cocktail recipes earlier. I'm already jonesing for mine. And thank you as well to Tom Kohler joining us right now with a $1,000 gift. Who else will join them? What an incredible display of generosity. Thank you so much. And Brian, while they're making their gifts, tell us what $1,000 could help OEF do.
Well, we were just talking about the cold, but you remember the heat wave this summer, right?
I sure do.
That was tough, and there were many people out there who couldn't afford to run their air conditioning. They put themselves in danger because they couldn't run their air conditioning. A $1,000 gift would be enough to help keep 40 homes cool for a week during the next heat wave. No one should be put at risk because they can't afford to keep themselves cool.
No question about it. And I know too, because I don't have AC in my home, and it gets really hot in there.
Sure.
And I'm telling you, if I lived upstairs in a complex or something, I can't even imagine. So what a great way to step up and make a difference in the lives of our neighbors, folks. I would like to thank all of our $1,000 donors. Oh, look at this. Paul Kohler giving $1,250. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you so much. Let's give it up for all of our
Curler. Thanks very much.
Oh, excuse me, Curler. All of our $1,000 and above donors, we really appreciate your generosity so very much. Give them a lot of praise in the chat. Great work. All right, folks, encourage your friends to join us at our next level of giving, which is $500. And, you know, I just encourage you to step up and be the change you wish to see in the world with a $500 gift. Who's in right now? And I'd like to thank Jordan Schoonover, board member, joining us with a $500 gift. Thank you so much. To Anwar, Darcy Noxon, thank you so much. Bernard, is it Clatty? Yeah, Clat. And Sarah Simmons.
All three board members.
I love it. Very active board. We appreciate you. Lockette Taylor, thank you so much. To Lobdell Family Charity Fund. And my favorite friend, Kirk Gibson and Beverly Aldinger. We really appreciate all of you. Thank you. Who else will join them with a $500 gift? And while you're making your gift, Brian, tell us what $500 could help accomplish.
So a lot of people got really far behind in their utility bills during the pandemic. It's kind of hard to keep up the bills when you can't work.
Totally.
Fortunately, I'm happy to say that we were able to help people clear their entire utility debt. A $500 gift could help clear another family's household debt. Imagine knowing that you helped a family get out from under that sort of weight.
Yeah, that would be an incredible feeling, and one that you could have right now. It's so powerful when you give, folks, because all the little differences that we individually make collectively make a giant impact. So no matter what level you are feeling compelled to give it, I just urge you to click with Wild Abandon and do so. I would like to just make sure nothing new has snuck in since I last checked. Let's give it up for all of our $500 and above donors tonight. Thank you so much for your generosity, because it fuels Oregon Energy Fund's work. So, our next level of giving, it is $250. And to inspire even more generosity at this level, every $250 gift given right now will be entered into an incentive drawing. That's right. One lucky donor will be selected at random to receive our gift of a private lunch experience with Brian, the main man, Albritton. So much fun. And Brian, what could folks expect when they hang out with you? I mean, other than a rip-roaring good time. What do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun? Well, I'm an outside kind of guy, and there's nothing I like better than being on Mount Hood. Snowboarding, mountain biking, camping, that's how I have fun. I'm also pretty handy around the house, tackling major renovation projects, or in the garage taking care of our cars. When I slow down, I like to grill or check out what's new on the beer scene, or if I'm really lucky, I'll get tickets to a Timbers match.
Sweet. That sounds like fun.
It's not bad.
So either way, you're going to have a good time. So folks, give right now and support OEF, and at the same time, be entered into this drawing for your opportunity to hang with the man himself, the legend, Brian, and Ben Desir too. I mean, why wouldn't you? All right, so who will join us right now with a $250 gift and be considered for our incentive drawing? I'd like to thank Karen Barreto. Thank you so much for joining us. Who else will join us? And Brian, what could $250 do for OEF?
$250 can make a huge difference for a senior in need, especially those who are homebound. Seniors are so much more sensitive to temperature changes than you and I, Misty. So it's important they can keep their homes at a stable temperature, to say nothing of keeping medical devices powered or their medicine refrigerated. With our senior discount program, a $250 gift could provide a year's worth of energy assistance to one of our elderly neighbors in need.
Wow, I just have to say I've never really given any thought to needing to power medical devices, and I'm checking my privilege right now because that seems critical, dire. And so folks, really $250 gifts, any amount that you give right now literally changes lives, improves lives, and in some cases even saves lives. So I encourage you to give with wild abandon at any level. Let's check right now. Do we have any new $250 donations coming in? All right, we're getting very close. And what I'd like to do is reveal the lucky donor. All right, so can we get a drum roll, please? Are you ready? And this evening's lucky donor, Ben Brian's ear, is Karen Barreto. Thank you so much, and congratulations to Karen. Woo! Blow it up in the chat out there. We've got some confetti going on in here. It's super fun. All right, please give our donors a huge round of virtual applause and blow up the chat with love and gratitude. We really appreciate you. Meanwhile, urge your friends to join the Giving with Wild Abandon at our last formal level, which is $100. And I want you to know, if you have yet to give a gift, now is the time. If you've already given, thank you so much, but we will take any and all gifts that you give. We encourage it. If you feel moved right now, I'd love for you to give. And to incentivize you to do so even more, we are entering every $100 gift into yet another incentive drawing. One of you lucky donors, and I hope it's you, will receive our bar in a box, okay? This is literally a bar in a box. It's complete with a bottle of Freeland dried gin, Tito's handmade vodka, and George Dickel 12-year sour mash whiskey. It's an entertainer's dream, and you might even be able to make some of those amazing drinks.
You might be able to come up with David's drinks with some of those.
You might compete with David for this.
I don't know about that.
In? Give us $100 gifts with wild abandon right now. Help your neighbors and possibly be our lucky donor. So thank you so much to Charity Spires for a $100 gift. Catherine Preston, thank you. Sharon Gibson Berry, thank you so much. James Stemler with a $100 gift, thank you. Mac Pritchard, Robert Gravely, Mary Swartz, Sheila Pastor, Casey Richardson. Thank you all so much for your $100 gifts.
Hey, is it just me, or if you give multiple $100 gifts, do you get multiple chances?
Oh, yeah. Yes, naturally. The more gifts you give, the more, the higher your percentage odds of winning this are. So definitely, you would like to walk away with the bar on the box, won't you? So who will join our folks giving at $100 right now? And Brian, what does $100 mean for OEF?
Well, it goes beyond just keeping the lights on for us. $100 can help a family keep important medical devices powered. We already talked about some, but respirators, absolutely life-saving. $100 can make sure a parent can prepare a hot meal for their child. It means that people can stay connected to each other. It means they don't have to cut back on rent and risk eviction. Helping people pay their bills goes so much farther than just energy. It helps them live a happy and healthy life.
Well put. It really is so important to help neighbors when they're low. And folks, this is your opportunity to do so. Invest in your community, invest in OEF, and help out your neighbors who are definitely in need of some help. So right now I'd like to, oh gosh, look at this. We're being joined by some new gifts. Timothy McMahon and Mia Nicholson giving twice at this level with a $200 gift. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Awesome.
Yeah, Miguel Santos giving a $150 gift. Do we have anyone? Eric Castro, thank you for your $100 gift. Look at that. And Jess Marp, we really appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to give you just another couple of seconds to get your gifts in so that we can consider all of you before we draw our winner live. All right, we're wrapping it up. Thank you, Jess and Wes. I love it. So cute. Jess and Wes, come on. You guys are adorable. All right, let's pick our winner, shall we? Are you guys ready? Let's get a drum roll, please. And this evening's lucky donor is Sheila Pastor. Thank you so much. Congratulations. She's going home with a bar in a box.
Yeah.
And some great cocktail recipes. A huge thank you to all of you, all of our donors tonight. Thank you so much for being with us. Your generosity allows OEF to continue helping countless people pay their energy bills, keep the lights and power on in their homes. After all the time we've spent at home in the last 2 years, I think we can appreciate just how important that really is. So please give all of our donors a huge round of virtual applause. Show your love and your gratitude in the chat. Thank you so much for your generosity. All right, everybody, you have proven that you really love the Oregon Energy Fund. Look at that. Billy Kohler. Gosh darn it.
Curlers and Kohlers. It's great.
I'm trying. I really am.
Very great board.
Thank you, Billy. He's giving $50. We really appreciate you. Speak up. Come out with any dollar amount that's on your heart tonight. And speaking of which, if you'd like to give a custom amount, whether it's $5
or $5 million,
$5 million, just scroll all the way down to the bottom of that donation page and enter your desired amount, because every dollar counts, right, Brian?
Absolutely. It really does, Misty. There's no question the last 2 years have been deeply traumatic. But one of the things that I've personally been inspired is by the way people have shown up for each other. They've shown their humanity. Neighbors helping neighbors, communities coming together to support each other, just like everyone here has done tonight. At OEF, we believe deeply in the importance of being a good neighbor, especially in ways that aren't entirely obvious. But knowing that someone is there for you is very powerful. It goes a long way. Just have a look at this next video.
April 2020. Deborah lost her job in the COVID-19 pandemic and had to stay home to take care of her disabled and immunocompromised mother. They had no income for weeks. Deborah applied for unemployment right away, but every day, the mailbox stayed empty. By the time her checks finally arrived, she and her mom had fallen dangerously behind on their household expenses. The benefits were only enough to pay back their rent, and she had nowhere else to turn. Her past due bills continued to mount. What she needed was a neighbor, someone to look out for her. And she found one in the Oregon Energy Fund. OEF is Oregon's leading energy assistance nonprofit and a universal neighbor to people in need. Energy is essential for our day-to-day lives. It lets us stay warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Energy lets us cook food, keep medicine cold, and connect to the internet and to each other. But at OEF, we know that sometimes folks need a helping hand to make ends meet, to get through a tough time, to know that they're not alone. And that's where we come in. Since 1989, OEF has helped more than 300,000 people pay their energy bills in times of need, helping them thrive, follow their passions, and step out of the darkness. For struggling Oregonians across the state, Oregon Energy Fund is the one they can count on. The neighbor who doesn't just ask, "How are you?" but "How can I help?" For Deborah and her mom, Oregon Energy Fund was able to pay off their past due bills entirely, preventing the need to sacrifice food or medical expenses to cover the cost. But it also let them know they weren't alone, that someone was there, by their side, to help. But just as our clients rely on us, we rely on our own community, friends, partners, and donors like you. Your support lets us be there for families in crisis. It helps them keep the lights on and live happy, healthy lives. You're a part of this too, and you can keep this important work going with a gift to Oregon Energy Fund. Together, we can all be universal neighbors.
What a great message. We can all be that universal neighbor by donating to Oregon Energy Fund right now. Click that button, folks. Make it happen.
Absolutely. If you're just now joining us, we're here at the Oregon Energy Fund Power Potluck, helping to raise funds for families who are struggling to pay their household energy bills. You can help. Head to OregonEnergyFund.org/potluck and give any amount you like. And a big thank you to everyone who's given so far. What do you think, Misty? Is it time for another recipe?
Oh, yeah.
All right, this one's a special
Why
one.
we're here.
This is peanut butter M&M cookies from Will.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, they sound good. What a great combination. I love a good cookie, and these sound like they'd be delicious. Will, when are you going to bring a batch to the office to share? And for those watching at home, we're all working at home these days, it's not too late to take part in our virtual recipe swap. Just head over to OregonEnergyFund.org/recipe and send us your favorite potluck recipe. We'll share them all post-event.
Yay.
Don't go anywhere. Coming up, we've got a special preview of where OEF's work is going in the future. But first, a brief message from one of our event sponsors.
We believe carbon neutral isn't just a dream. It's a destination, and it's one that we must reach together. The journey starts with converting carbon waste from sources like landfills and wastewater into carbon neutral, renewable natural gas. It continues with our plans to take excess wind, solar, and hydro that would otherwise be lost and convert it to renewable hydrogen that can be used in our pipe network. Through proactive energy efficiency, new technologies, and renewables in the pipeline, we can get to carbon neutral. Join us on the path to Destination Zero.
I'm Paul Curler, board member of OEF, and I have been in the energy business my entire life. I work for KBE, which is a small development company in the renewable energy space. One of the things that got me interested in the energy business early on was providing cost-effective and renewable type energy to everybody. Everybody uses electricity. Everybody uses some form of energy. And Oregon Energy Fund mission is right in line with that, providing electricity, natural gas, heat, and warmth to those communities who are unable to pay their bills or have gotten themselves in a difficult situation. And this is just a helping hand to help people move forward. As the Oregon Energy Fund continues to support people in paying their bills, we're also working on long-term solution, which is creating programs to get sustainable energy delivered to people's homes, where homes will be well weatherized, will be powered by solar energy or wind, green energy, where we have low carbon. So it's a benefit in particular to marginalized communities. This is important work, and it takes a lot of effort, and that's where we need your support. We need support from everybody, and hope that you make a financial donation today. Encourage you to do so. It's a great organization, and I'm very pleased to be representing it.
Thanks so much, Paul. I know I'm really excited about these projects we have coming up. In fact, I've never been more excited about OEF's future. We'll have more to share with you about that in the next couple of months, so make sure you're following us on social channels and email to get the latest.
Absolutely, you won't want to miss that. And folks, you have been so incredible showing up for Oregon Energy Fund tonight. Thank you so much for your fantastic giving, your undeniable generosity, and just for plain being here with the cool kids. We really like it. Please give yourselves a huge round of applause. Thank you so much. And you know what that means. Blow up the chat with your love and your gratitude. Know that you did your part tonight to support the great work of Oregon Energy Fund, and please drop those love bombs in the chat. We always love to hear from you. So let's give a huge round of applause for Brian Albritton,
and
the host with the most.
I appreciate that, but there's breaking news.
Peter just dropped $1,000 to support OEF tonight. Thank you so much. And James Lobdell is making a gift, although I can't see how much it is right now because my screen is not showing it, but we thank you so much. So folks, let's also show not only Brian some love because he did a great job, but the Markham and Seamless production teams. We are really, really very happy with the production. We hope you had some fun. We know we had some fun in studio. So thank you, Brian, for joining me tonight, and thank you for everyone for tuning in. Please give a huge round of applause for all of our donors as well as our sponsors, because this virtual event would never have been possible without your support. We so appreciate it. I hope you had a fantastic time supporting Oregon Energy Fund with us tonight. Brian, what else is coming up?
Well, I want to say thanks to Jim Liddell.
Yes.
But I also want to say we've got Smut City Jelly Roll Society coming up for a couple more tunes.
And you know, if you watched any of the pre-show, you know how awesome they are. I'm definitely sticking around for that. And I brought my dancing shoes. So folks, again, I'm Misty with Markham Auction Agency. Thank you so much for having me back this year. I look forward to seeing you again next year. Stay safe, healthy, and have a really awesome night.
Well, I had to check out those shoes because if you're serious, I am too. Misty, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
What a fantastic evening. Tonight we made a huge difference helping our neighbors in financial crisis pay their bills, avoid falling behind on rent, and keeping their homes warm and well lit. Give yourselves a hand.
Yay!
I'd like to say thanks again to our professional benefit auctioneer, Misty Markham, and the Markham Auction Agency's live stream team with us in the studio tonight. Thanks so much. They helped produce tonight's show. We've worked with this fabulous group of fundraisers for 6 years now, and they're pros at what they do. We're so grateful to have them as partners.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks, Misty.
That's very sweet.
Thank you again to the wonderful Nancy Conde for sharing her story with us, and special thanks to Tyler Richardson, Janie Greenlee, Jordan Schoonover, and Paul Curler for speaking tonight in those videos. We also want to give a big round of virtual applause to this evening's sponsors. Again, to our presenting sponsor, Walsh Trucking. Bob, you and your family have been so great to us. Also, I'd like to thank McDowell, Rackner, and Gibson PC, longtime contributors. Northwest Natural, R West, Care Oregon, Pacific Power, Portland General Electric, Columbia Bank, Key Private Bank, Now CFO, On Point Community Credit Union, Pacific West Bank, and Stoll Reeves. Thanks, Tim. We've had a great group of sponsors this year. It's actually never been better for us, so thank you to all who've contributed as sponsors this year. A big thank you in particular to R West for helping produce not one but 2 appeal videos, and a huge thank you to Anchor Point Graphics for helping create our virtual program, event invites, and other print materials. Thanks also to Smut City Jelly Roll Society. I think this is their 3rd or 4th time with us. Board member David DiMatteo with those highly entertaining videos. Both of you contributed so much to our pre-show. And last but not least, thanks to all of you who tuned in tonight, donated, and have shown your support for Oregon Energy Fund. We hope that you enjoyed the program and that it helped you feel like the OEF community that you are. Tonight's live stream has been recorded, so if you missed part of the program and want to rewatch, or if you know someone, friends or family, who would love to know more about what we do, please share this broadcast link with them. You can watch it whenever it's convenient. Our donation page will also say live for the next several weeks, so if you'd like to give again, or at a later date, simply visit OregonEnergyFund.org/potluck. Now, before we sign off, I'd like to invite our friends, the Smut City Jelly Roll Society, back on stage to perform a couple more songs for us. So clear out some space and join us on that virtual dance floor. Misty, you going to join me? I will. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in. This concludes the 2021 Oregon Energy Fund Power Potluck. I'm Brian Albritton, Executive Director. Good night.
away. Now it's about my baby, can't you guess? Why about my confidence? Do I love him? Oh my best. That's why I share. Everybody loves my baby, but my baby don't want nobody but me. Nobody but me. Everybody wants my baby, but my baby don't want nobody but me. That's plain to see. I've got both my knees.